I feel like I haven't seen you all for ages, missing you all. But should we carry on? We'll carry on with our Girl Called Owl, written by Amy Wilson. I know that off by heart now. I don't know why I have to keep looking at the book. Anyway, I hope you're all there. I'm just going to do a quick shout out to Helen Dale. Hi, Helen. Zach again. Can't forget Zach. Hi, Zach. And my mind has now gone blank. But everybody else there, it's just lovely to know that you're listening and you're getting something out of this and that it's helping you pass the time where we're all stuck at home in our own homes together. So at least we can just reach out to each other like this. Anyway, let's get on with the story. So, Mallory isn't telling me something. I mean, I'm not telling her something either. But whereas I'm trying to be normal while the name Jack Frost rattles about in the back of my head, she's all bug-eyed and quiet, shuffling along to school, making absolutely no effort to appear normal. And she can't possibly have Jack Frost, any sort of Jack Frost situation of her own going on. Mal, I say in the end, after the 5th conversation I've opened gets shut in my face. What's wrong? I just don't want to talk about it, she said, shaking her head. But wait, look. I pull at her arm. Maybe I can help. No, you can't. Mallory. I just can't. I want to get through the day without thinking about it all. Can we please just do that? Of course we can, I say. Just, whenever you want to talk. Yeah, I know, she says, hitching her bag up onto her shoulder as we reach the main gates. Did you talk to your mum? Sort of, I say. And? Just another bunch of rubbish, I sigh, brushing aside lingering thoughts of frozen tears and fathers with ice-tipped hair and failed attempts to find my spirit self with that silly old book. So, let's both get through the day and maybe we could do something this evening? Her face shuts down, calm. Okay, I mutter behind her back as she storms off into school. Man, that is so unlike Mallory. What the heck happened last night? I thought my evening was bad. I try to catch up with her, but she's steaming through the crowd of kids. She's got a very neat way of doing it. I have bigger feet or something. I just don't slink through as easily. Now, she had her family evening, I remember, as we get into the form room. So that must be it. Maybe they nagged about homework. Maybe they didn't like the B that she got for maths last week. I look at her sideways. She's all hunched and pale, playing absently with the zip on her pencil case. Something big has happened. Mallory's pretty tough with all the usual stuff. Maybe they want to move. Mal, I whisper. Mal, are you moving? What? She looks up, panic all over her face. You're not moving away, are you? And right there, in the middle of my form room, my ever-bubbly, sensible best friend starts to cry. Mallory! God, ow! Why can't you just leave it alone? She whispers, swiping tears from her cheeks and bending down to her bag, pulling a tissue from the great wad of them that she's got in there. I told you, I just wanted to get through. I'm sorry, I was worried. They're doing a trial separation, she says, keeping her head bent as others start filtering into the classroom. Connor starts to make his way over, a look on his face as though he's about to start with pranking and winding us up, and I shake my head, give him a good, strong glare, which is enough to make him frown and mouth things at me instead. I ignore him. And I pretend I didn't notice Alberic coming in at all, though part of me is treacherously aware of him all the same. They say it's all the fighting and that it's not fair on me. They want to have a break from each other, Mallory continues. I shuffle closer and put my arm against hers. Oh, Mallory. He was packing when I left. He's going to stay with my uncle for a few weeks. She puts her head in her hands. And I don't know what to say. I just sit there right up close to her so she knows I'm here. And then Mr. Varley comes in and he starts shouting about sloppy uniforms and tardiness, and it's probably the most normal thing about the day so far. So it's actually quite a welcome sound. go straight on to chapter 10. What's with your friend today? Alberic's very tall. He seems to block out all the light when he falls in beside me on the way to geography. He frowns down at me as if he suspects all the wrong in the world is my fault. Personal stuff, I say, trying to get around him. Hey, he says, cornering me. Just wait a sec. He reaches out as if to touch my face. What are you doing? I jolt away. It's showing, he hisses. I put my hand up and I feel a fine line of frost just along my hairline. It's nothing, I say, brushing at my hair as he watches. We both know that's not true, he says. I draw further away from him, but it's as though the world has shrunk around us. The air is heavy with the smell of wood smoke. Is it him? Why would he smell of wood smoke? I look him up and down, noticing again the copper glint in his eyes, the tawny hair that sweeps up into the Mohican, and my mind doesn't want to go there, but there is something about him. Something that makes me think of that old book of Mums and that other world of magic and impossible creatures. You can feel it, can't you? Alberic insists. We're the same. We're from the same place. This can't be happening. This is my normal day. This is school. There's nothing more normal than school. And he's ruining it all. I lean against the wall behind me, putting my hands against the smooth plaster, relieved to have something solid at my back. But my heart stutters as he watches me. My skin prickles and ice spreads around my fingers, blooming out across the wall. I can feel it, though I don't turn to see. I don't want to turn to see. There's a look of something like wonder on Alberic's face for just an instant, and then he shakes his head. He pulls me away from the wall. You need to be more careful, he whispers. Can't you control yourself at all? I don't know what you mean, I say, pulling away from him. Anyway, who are you? The main doors bang open and a flurry of autumn leaves spiral in on a cool breath skittering down the corridor towards us. I gawp at the unnatural shapes they're making, and Alberic takes a deep breath, as if he's about to say something. But before either of us can speak, the bell rings, and he strides away from me into the classroom. Ice on walls and autumn leaves with a life of their own. So much for my normal day. Nothing makes sense. I don't know who Alberic is, or where he's from. How does he know what I can do when nobody else sees it? Geography is torture, and then it's art. And the owl I've been sculpting out of clay is suddenly cringeworthy. Ugh, there's something so naive about the way it stands there happily on its little branch, as though it's never caught even a sniff of danger. I swear Alberic rolls his eyes when he sees it. How is he in all my classes anyway? Not even Mallory is in all of them, and we deliberately tried to be. Oh, thank goodness that's over, she says when we meet at the gate later, pulling her coat tight against the bitter cold. The sky is a relentless steel grey, and the trees are starting to look stark without their leaves. Nightmare day. Even Connor tried to be nice. That was probably the worst of it all. Oh, he'll have forgotten by tomorrow, I tell her as we start towards home. You did it, Mallory. You got through the day. We got through the day. Now I just need to get through the night, she sighs. What is it going to be like, Al? I don't know. Weird, I suppose. You could stay at mine. I can't leave her on her own, can I? She says, scuffing her feet along the ground, her eyes fixed on the pavement. Thanks, though. Maybe at the weekend. Definitely. And anyway, you know she's got girlfriends, hasn't she? She'll be okay, Mum. It's going to be so strange without Dad there. I mean, he's always there. He's not even one of those dads who goes away to work sometimes. He's just always there, being annoying. Her voice trails off and I don't know what to say. It's funny how different our home lives have always been. I suppose everyone's home lives are different. At least I never had any of the fighting. Never really had to worry about Mum either. She's always been so, well, Mum. Maybe it'll be good for them, I try. Maybe they'll realise how much they miss each other and he'll come back and they'll be even happier. Do you think? She looks up at me with all this hope in her tear-filled eyes. And I feel mean, because it's not likely, is it? And now she'll feel even worse if it doesn't happen. Well, it is a trial separation, I say to convince us both. I mean, that's just the same as taking a break from someone. The point is to miss them and realise how good you've got it, isn't it? Suppose so, she says. I didn't really think of it like that. It seemed more like they were doing it to get rid of each other. Well, we can hope. I say this firmly because there doesn't seem anything else to say. I pull my hat down further over my head, shivering and hoping I'm not about to start turning blue all over. Connor says he saw you talking to Albrook earlier. Mallory says this with a sidelong look and a bit of a smirk. Oh yeah, that was weird. What were you talking about? Well, he asked why you were upset and I told him just personal reasons. And then he just sort of stared at me, really. He's got a thing for you, she says. Oh, I don't know, I stammer. Ha, you're blushing. Oh, it's like love at first sight. Ow. No, it isn't. You don't believe in things like that anyway. Yeah, but you're a bit more receptive, aren't you? And anyway, he's not that bad. He just keeps to himself from what I can see. He's quite dramatic looking. How about Justin? I asked to change the subject. Dunno, she says, suddenly all moody again. He's all with the looks, but, you know, he's still with Daisy. Not right, is it? There's always Connor. Ow! Well, it's true. She makes a vomiting sound and we both grin. And then we're in the lane and nearly home and all the laughter goes out of her eyes. I'll text you later, I say, giving her a quick hug. I hope it's all right tonight, Mal. I'll get through it, she says, blowing her cheeks out with a big sigh. See you tomorrow. She trails away from me, her footsteps getting slower and slower as she draws closer to her house. It's a nice house, one of those old terraces with big bay windows. Her mum works from home, translating legal documents from German to English. There's usually baking going on and amazing cakes and cookies to raise from the tin. I wonder if she'll have done any baking today. I imagine walking into the house to find it just a bit quieter and colder, everything the same as yesterday, except not at all. I like her mum and dad. They're not exactly gushing. They feel a bit prim compared to my mum. Everything is neat and tidy and well organised. Their smiles are a bit distracted while they check out the mud on your shoes, but they're nice enough. Poor Mallory.